guys, this is Raquel from raquelsdesigns.blogspot.com, and I'm here today to show you how to make this little book, or I guess you could call it a 3D card if you wanted to, with the Cricut and Gypsy, and it contains the title is Love Is, and then on the inside pages, which are 4 pages, which I'll show you, it has the attributes of love according to Corinthians 13 from the Bible. So I'll start with how to get your base for it. I started with the Gypsy, forming my base shape, which was a 7 3/4 inch circle. And I went ahead and cut that out, and then cut all of my mats, which I just selected 4 papers that I like. This is just an example. Also cutting those in a circle, only I cut the mats out at 7 1/2 inches. So your base is 7 3/4, 7 1/2 for the mats, and then you can select whatever coordinating colors you like for that. So what you do is, once you've cut this out, you're going to fold it in half and score it to get your base shape for all of your pages. And this is going to give you a 4x4 book, if you will. So once you've scored that, look at this. Okay, so you fold it in half and score it. Fold it again in half along that line. And I'm going a little bit fast for video purposes. I'll try to keep this under 10 minutes, but you can take your time to have more accuracy. Then once you have all 4 of your pages folded, what you're going to do is you're going to cut away one of the triangles. Your title page and the first 3 pages of your little book, you're going to cut away the bottom right hand quadrant, but you're going to leave yourself about a 1/4 inch of a tab, and I'll show you what I mean. You're going to cut away that bottom triangle, but leave yourself a little bit of a tab there, because that's what you're going to use to close up your page. Now once you've cut that away, you're also going to fold this quadrant, the one on the left, in half. And you're going to do that by folding it up and then taking that same quadrant and folding it back down again, but leave that little hanging tab, because you're going to use that to glue your page together. And the way you do that is you're going to fold your page again closed, and that little tab will then glue onto the outside edge there. You can use ATG adhesive, or you can use score tape. I would use something strong, seeing as this is going to get a lot of, you know, you're going to want to be able to open it and close it several times without it falling apart on you. So once that's closed like that, you're going to have 3 of these. Then you're going to take your last one and do the same thing, but you want to do it on the opposite side, just on that last page. So you're going to be removing this side and leaving yourself a tab on that bottom piece, so that you can then fold this one in half like you did here, so that you have that mountain fold. Instead of on the left side, you're going to want it on the right side. And the reason being that you then want to be able to glue your, say this one was the same as this at this point, you want to be able to glue them back to back. So wherever you have that little seam, you're going to want to be able to glue it to your next page like so. And that will create your book once it's open. It'll end up looking like that, each page. So then you can have your cover, you can have your back. And what I did with mine was I cut my smaller pieces that were 7.5. I cut those in 4. I used them to mat my pages, and then I was able to embellish them with different cuts from different cartridges, and that's where the Gypsy comes in very handy. So it opens, I just untied the bow, and once you untie it, you can pull on the ribbon and tie it again. This is just one way to do it. You don't have to use this type of closure, but I just I like the seam binding, and it's nice bright red, so I'm going to be cutting that down to size, but I'll show you each page. It starts here, and again it's the verse, so it says love is patient, love is kind, does not envy, does not boast, and I used Viva pearls to give that accent, and the color cream, so that it ends up looking like little pearls, and you can make those as big or as small as you like. I also used white gel pen, and the little banners I just wrote with a Zig calligraphy pen. It's got a broad tip and a narrow one, so I used that. It says it is not proud, is not rude, and on here, let's see if I can find the camera. Oh, here we go. On here, I used red stickles and then covered that with glossy accents, and I let it dry, and I purposely cracked it just to give it more texture. And is not self-seeking, long-suffering, and here I used the Viva pearls in red, and those are 3 little hearts that I put on top of a swirl, and that swirl is part of this heart here, the little cutout from that. So the next page says, keeps no record of wrong, rejoices with the truth, and that's just part of that because it does continue. Protects, and that's always protects, always trusts. That little heart is the cutout from the center of this heart. I just went ahead and used it over here and layered it, added more pearls. Always hopes, always perseveres. Here I used some glitter and then covered that with glossy accents inside of that what would have been a hollow little heart. And love never fails, and then that little envelope here just has the Bible verse with more glossy accents all over just to emphasize the little shapes. So that's just it, and again it creates a nice little centerpiece for a table. It's cute to have something to look at all the way around, and to close it you just have to pull it around and lift the ribbon so that you can go ahead and make the little bow. Now for the outside here, these little flowers I did in two-tone just to match the background paper, and for that I used these punches. They're by Fun Expressions. I've never actually seen this in a store. I got these in a resale store, and I did them in white and red paper. Then I used the Pebbles brand chalks, pearlescent chalks, in the blue to give it the blue sheen on the white, what would have been the white paper. So if you have any questions about the cuts and all of that, again I used my Gypsy. So what I did was I just looked up different hearts and shapes that I thought would be cute on the book, and one thing I like to do is put them on the page according to the thickness of the paper. That way I don't waste paper when I go to cut out my cuts. So if you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching. Bye.